Good morning, hobby homesteaders. Today we are going to be installing 3 DBCI 9-foot wide by 8-foot tall roll-up doors. All right, so our door kit we bought off of Facebook Marketplace. We bought all 3 of these off of a guy who buys all the parts separately and sells these doors at a discounted price. So the retail on these was like $700 or something, and we got them for $300 a piece, which I felt like was a pretty good deal. Now, one thing that he explained is that some of these parts aren't exactly made by the same company with the same kit or whatever, so that everything is not exactly the way that it should be. It works, but we had to figure it all out. We didn't have instructions or any of that. So we did the first one and we figured it out. And what I've got here, this is the left side, which has got your spring tensioner on it. And I have the top hole lines up just right. But on these 8-foot doors, the brackets for these 8-footers come from a different company. So the bottom hole is not in the right place. So you got to drill it. Now, if you drill your hole for the 1/4-inch carriage bolts, of course the carriage bolts have that little square, and these were molded with the square made into them. But these, the material on this is soft enough that you can actually put these carriage bolts right in your little 1/4-inch hole there, and if you use an impact, it'll pull it up and not spin in there anyway. So that's how those brackets go together. And then, so this goes against the wall, so we fit it on here like this. Lay them out with the roll-up door up against your opening. And once we get these on and then pinned on with a cotter pin, then you stand them up. And that standing them up part is a little bit sketchy because that door's pretty heavy. You can handle it, but you want to be careful because these legs are not meant to support the weight by like tipping it up or whatever. So you have to pick up and hold the weight and keep from bending these poles as you go up. So we'll kind of show you the rest of that process as we get into this. You set your door down with your spring on the left side from the inside of the garage. That's the way it's going to go up. I got to open this plastic up a little bit on the side here because the door has to kind of go in these rails as we put it on there. And I'll warn you, the edges of these doors are very sharp. I'm wearing 3 Band-Aids so far because here's my gloves. And Cameron got himself worse than I did. He cut his pretty good. So wear gloves when you're handling these doors because you'll get yourself. Try to get this in position here. Once this goes back in there, come around to the side here. Show the spring. The spring kind of pulls out. There's a little sleeve that goes up inside the spring, and you can coil the spring, pull it up on that sleeve, and hook it in right there. And there you go. So we've got that on there. Now, take my cotter pin. Goes right through the end of that. You can see how sharp that is, just me reaching inside there. I nicked my arm. Alright, got the cotter pin, so that side is on. Let's go over the other side, get it hooked up. Got the cotter pin in there. So now we're ready to stand this door up, and we'll screw it into position, and then we'll tension it and move on to the next one. There you go on your board.
You end up dropping this door on me.
I ain't dropping the door. I may drop my screw 10 times, but we'll be all right on the door. That's why I said I'm in position-ish. Yeah. All right, now we need to measure and then check our level and all that. Hold it. 3. We're like an 1/8 inch tighter. Come out. That round hole is the level at the top of the 2-6. Yeah. And the 2-6 is level. We're going to take that out. I'll take this out and put it to forward. It needs to come down. That'll be enough.
Oh, there we go.
All right, so the spring tension on this, the best way to set this up is to, once you get the door up here, you're gonna twist it against the tension 2 revolutions for a starting point. And then you'll cut your plastic loose, slide it down in here and put your stops on so that it can't come out of the tracks. We actually had it happen on the one over there because I let the guy go ahead and give me a door that wasn't wrapped. And so we weren't able to do it the right way and do the spring tension, twisting it twice and all of that. So it made that one a lot harder to install. Another tip I'll give you is when you're gonna tighten this up, it's an Allen key that fits right there, and you run your impact or your drill in reverse when you're putting tension on it. If you're taking tension off, you run it forward. And don't make your adjustments with the door open and sitting on the ground, because you can actually put too much tension on it that way and shear the teeth off of this tightener over here. Ask me how I know. But we did manage to get the other one tightened and set correctly. So I think we're in good shape on this one. I've only got 1 stop on it, so I gotta go to the other side now and put the other stop on, put our handle on, the rope, and we're ready to move to the last door. All right, guys, we got our 3 roll-up doors put in. I'm real happy with them. I love the way it looks. I like the light gray. Now I am going to put some trim around right up against the door just to kind of seal them up a little tighter. But I'm not decided exactly what I'm going to buy for that yet. It'll have to be something with a little rubber flap or something like that. But so you can kind of see a little bit of the framing there, but we'll fix that up. And yeah, so there's our DBCI roll-up door installation. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Y'all take care.